series of
it
black
came out
movies.
early 2000s?
It couldn't have been late 2000s. They wouldn't have let something like
if
that come out.
If it was mid 2000s, I can't do it. But if it is,
that couldn't come out.
If I get another chance to drag Chris Rock, of course I'll do it.
Kia, Chris Rock has done nothing wrong.
I think that a lot of people are subscribed to the whole everybody hates Chris and
everybody
hates
Chris.
I love that show growing up. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm saying that's based on his, like, he was really bullied. Like, he didn't have this picture perfect life.
His best friend was YT.
Kia, he didn't have there was no black motherfuckers to be friends with. Of course, you ain't want him to have no friends.
Okay, so now you're saying that Greg is the reason why he.
Reason why he what?
Like he had the teacher. He had the teacher in the right, and he had the teacher in the show who constantly, like I'm saying, the behavior that Chris Rock exhibit when it came to saying Michelle Obama, like saying that Barack Obama shouldn't have married a black woman.
You know Chris Rock is married to a black woman, right?
I didn't say he wasn't.
And you know Chris Rock is a comedian, right? I need you to not take a joke.
So who is that joke for?
I need you to not take a joke.
I'm asking you, who is the joke?
Serious.
Who is the joke for?
The joke is for the listeners.
So black people.
I can be white and laugh at it. I can be black and laugh at it.
So I'm asking you.
I can be Asian and laugh at it.
You as a black woman, if Chris Rock got on that stage and said, Obama didn't want to should have married a white woman because Michelle as a black woman was going, no, you shouldn't do that and do too much. You would have thought that
I'm sure his delivery was better
that wasn't
than
the question.
Yours.
But that wasn't the question.
I'm answering your question. I'm sure his delivery was much better than yours. So I'm sure I would have laughed at that joke.
Basically what he said
because it's a joke.
But basically what he said was...
Kia, you can't be sitting up here breaking down a comedic set. Do you know what comedy is?
So do you think that Kevin Hart... So
we can't tell jokes no more.
So let's go back to Kevin Hart because we going back to the same thing we had.
So we can't tell jokes?
So let's go back to Kevin Hart. Was that a joke?
I don't know. Was it a part of his set or was he?
It was a part of his set. So when he said that,
it was a joke.
So you feel like he shouldn't be held accountable for something that is a very real experience that people go through that is traumatic.
Shouldn't be held accountable.
Yes.
For his set.
Jokes are funny, sis.
Shouldn't be held accountable for his set.
Jokes are funny.
Right. Jokes are funny. So
what Kevin Hart said was not funny.
But I'm sure people laughed.
Was okay.
Will Smith also laughed when Chris Rock said his joke.
He listen.
He was cracking up, and then he saw Jada Smith was upset, and then he went on stage.
Then he got on stage and said verbatim.
Kia, Will Smith was laughing his ass off.
And then he went on stage and said verbatim.
He didn't go on stage and say nothing. He went on stage and smacked them, went back to his seat, and then cut up.
And when he won his Oscar after all this.
Girl, he cannot be at the Oscars for the next 2 years.
But he can still
win.
He can still be nominated.
And y'all were still upset about that.
But when he got on the stage... Cause I knew you was gonna do this, girl. That's what I said. I said we should skip
Will Smith opened the doors for these comedians to get attacked. This is not gonna be the last. Trust me, this is not gonna be the last incident. This is not gonna be the last.
Have you never been in a room
getting attacked?
Have you never been in a room where people were doing their little jokey joke
and found that someone was getting bullied or picked on as a comedian? They all do it. Have you never been to a show?
No, I said, have you ever been in a room? We're not talking about a show.
A room what? A room what?
A room full of people. A classroom.
Okay.
Let's do a classroom.
So we're going out of context.
Somebody's getting bullied. But sometimes sometimes jokes border on bullying.
Oh my God.
They do. Do they not?
So here we have what is this? What are we calling you? The morale police?
But no,
we can't do jokes.
Basically,
all of our
you're
jokes
saying that comedians you're saying comedians can joke about anything they want to.
So that's what you're suggesting. I'm getting war on comedy vibes.
But that's what you're suggesting. I'm
suggesting that a comedian can say anything they want to say. Yes, if it's a part of your set, you can say it.
Like I said,
how dare us? Isn't this free speech?
Look, old girl. Now we going into
isn't it?
So if it's free speech is for everyone, not just comedy.
Right.
So does freedom of speech mean freedom of people holding you accountable? People, the Oscars telling you can't host. Does
freedom of speech? I'm talking about speech.
Freedom of speech is not
saying
it's not freedom of consequence.
Right. So what are you talking about, Kia? I'm saying that this man can say whatever he want to say.
But you're upset about the consequences. But you're upset about the consequences.
What consequence?
Like, so I talked about Kevin Hart, and I said, and you said it was a joke.
I wasn't upset about anything.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is,
I wasn't upset at all. They wanted Kevin Hart to host the Oscars. I think it's because the LGBT people had brought that up, that they were like, oh, okay, wait, you got to apologize about this first or you can't do it. And he stood on what he said and said no. And moved on to do bigger and better things.
So my question, look, see how she was just an ally 5 minutes ago.
Listen, I will always be an ally, but I'm always going to be realistic.
So I'm not talking to her. I'm saying this is a statement. As someone, and this, I'm not talking to
Kia,
to Rosie.
We've all been bullied.
No, as someone who literally had,
oh God, what traumatic event you got to bring
see
up?
How they downplaying my trauma?
No, I'm trying to figure out what, because you building it up right now.
Yeah.
As someone who has what?
Yes. Let me put my white woman tears on.
Kia.
No, don't cut me off. But I'm just saying, as someone who, yes, comedians make jokes. That is something that they do. Okay? But like I just said, in my opinion, just because a joke is funny to you doesn't mean the joke was funny. Jokes are subjective.
Right.
And so again,
you have the, you can laugh if you want or you cannot laugh.
Right. And again, general consensus is general consensus. And sometimes when you understand that a group of people, and we're specifically talking about Kevin, we ain't even talking about Dave Chappelle and all
we're
this.
We're talking about Kevin Hart.
Yes. At this point, that's what we're talking about.
What joke are we talking about?
The one I brought up earlier.
I don't even think you said it on air.
Yes, I did.
Say it again.
I said, Kevin Hart said, if I found out my son was gay and playing with dolls and one of the little dollhouse.
And this was a part of a set.
This is a part of his most popular.
This was
part of his most popular set.
From what special was this?
His most popular special. I don't know.
Which if it was what?
Was it Laughing My Pain 2? I think it was 2. The biggest, like, it was
honestly, the first one was the best.
Yeah, it was either 1 or 2.
Okay.
And he said, if my son was gay, I would take, and he was wanting to play with dolls and wanted to play with dollhouse. I would take that dollhouse and break it across his breast.
And you were triggered by that.
My question to you is that a funny joke?
Is that
funny?
Listen.
Is that funny?
When you say it, no. It's all about delivery, hun.
So you feel like
the comedic timing.
So you feel like that could be.
I'm sure the way Kevin said it, it was hilarious. I'm sure.
See how people say they allies women me as a gay person is telling you there's no way.
This is the thing. I love comedy.
I love comedy.
I love comedy.
I love comedy too.
I really actually like comedy. Like I'm not watching a comedic set, sitting there trying to get offended.
I love comedy.
I don't look at jokes to be offended. But I'm looking at the jokes.
It's subjective.
That are funny.
It's subjective.
I don't look at a comedy set just to judge it and be like, that was wrong. That was wrong. No, I'm looking at it to laugh.
It's subjective though.
So I'm sure the way Kevin Hart said it, especially if you're saying this was on his first special, because he's not even as funny as he's not even funny no more. Like his specials now be whack. They're like honestly lame. But I'm sure the way he delivered it.
Maybe they were always lame, and y'all just noticing.
No, they weren't always.
And lame, they were hyped. They were hyped.
No, honey. How could he be hyped if he was just beginning love? Girl, see now it shows that you are literally personally invested in not liking this.
Invested like you're giving that. I never thought it was funny from the jump. I never thought it was funny.
Triggered because you are a gay black male, and that's probably something that happened to you as a child. So you're triggered.
So can you not respect that? You're not respecting that.
How am I not respecting it?
Because
I'm saying that I'm sure the way he said it was funny. Am I supposed to say, oh, that wasn't funny because you're triggered? I'm not triggered by it.
But I just said jokes are subjective.
I'm not. So, girl, that means I can have my opinion and you can have yours.
But you don't get to tell us. Okay, so I'm telling you how I feel, right?
Right.
And I'm telling you like how that, like abuse, joking about abuse of a child when you know the children, like we're talking about children, and then let's take the this was funny out of it. We're talking about children. These gay children are unaliving themselves, killing themselves.
Oh my God.
Oh, see, and that's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Now it's the
so basically we can't joke about anything.
No, I never said that.
Because not only children kill themselves, adults kill themselves. So we can't joke about suicide.
Oh Lord,
we can't have anything. There's no such thing as dark humor.
Y'all, please keep listening. Don't.
Kia, you're getting your feelings in it.
Sister.
You realize that though, right?
There is such thing as dark humor. And I understand some people thought that was funny, but what I'm trying to say
But you didn't, and that's fine.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is
that's okay.
What I'm trying to say is when people asked him to at least acknowledge that people were affected by that joke.
They didn't ask him to acknowledge. They wanted him to apologize for saying what he said.
To the people that affected.
And he didn't want to apologize because guess what? For him as a comedian, it was a joke. So if y'all want him to apologize about that, then all the baby mamas, his wife, his ex-wife, Tori, she couldn't even be like, well, I need you to apologize about this, apologize about that.
Well, even in his newest set, he was joking about his daughter. And a lot of people, the one that you just said wasn't funny. A lot of people were also, when he started joking about his daughter and his daughter's like, you know,
dating
and all this other.
Or how a boy had came to the house. Yeah,
which is like really weird and stuff like that. Like the jokes just weren't funny. And a lot of people were able to identify that and say that was just like, why the hell would you even joke about it? It wasn't funny, right? Because it's something that's more relatable to a lot of people.
Okay. So some people can find a joke funny and some people can't. We knew this already.
I said that was subjective, but what I'm trying to say, I'm saying comedy is subjective. So just like you just said, a lot of his recent stuff wasn't funny. A lot of people felt like it was funny.
Yeah, a lot of people thought Pootie Tang was funny.
Girl.
Make it make sense.
My sister is on this hill.
I'm saying, like, what are you saying?
And she is casting her spells. What I'm saying is that some jokes simply are not funny. And if you feel as though they're funny, and let me say this.
But Kia,
listen, hold on. I'm going to say.
You saying some jokes are simply not funny is going against what you just said. And
about them being subjective?
Right.
Yes. But I was going to follow that up. I said, if it is funny to you, because like I said, jokes are subjective. If a child being abused for being gay, a joke about that is funny to you, you need to sit back and look and ask yourself
it's not,
why that is.
I find any type of comedy, if it makes me laugh, like it doesn't even have to be the kid being gay. What about the jokes about when comedians are just joking about whipping their kids and people laugh just for their kids are being bad or rude and they whip the kids? Like what
and I understand but again, I think I'm at a different point in my life now where I, like Cat Williams said, and I said this in the last.
You're just triggered.
No, I like.
So you take it. Like you took that joke personally.
Like Cat Williams said, but
which
again,
makes sense, and that's
but
right.
You're downplaying the idea of being triggered.
No, I'm not downplaying. I'm saying that you're. How am I downplaying if I'm saying that you're triggered?
Because you're saying you're just triggered.
Oh, so I shouldn't say you're just triggered.
You are triggered.
Kia, you're triggered. And that's fine. You have a right to be triggered. It makes sense that you're triggered.
But the just triggered is kind of saying like, oh, girl.
You are literally triggered by that joke. That's why you feel like it's not funny. If you perhaps were not a black gay male, you wouldn't be triggered by it.
Oh, girl. What
I'm sure if you were a white, straight
Have y'all
man,
ever seen that video of T.S. Madison where she's like, if you was just not gay, you wouldn't have all these problems.
It's just that's like what she just you're said. Triggered. Well, that's why you feel the way that you feel.
I'm sorry. Okay, so next time,
which is fine.
Next time a white person jokes about racism or anything like racist,
which they always
do. Let's just tell them let's just tell black people you're just triggered. You're always gonna be triggered. That's why you're upset.
How about we let these comedians do their job?
Oh, now she want to go to, because it applies. Because it applies.
Go back to, how about we let these comedians do their job?
But no, because it applies.
What applies?
Because if a white comedian made nothing but these jokes about how funny it was that slaves was getting beat and these racist and these slavery jokes and black people were upset, can I just say, y'all just triggered? Is that fair?
They are triggered, though.
But I'm saying, is that fair?
What do you mean, is it fair? What?
Is it fair to downplay how they feel?
How are you downplaying it?
Because you just said, let comedians be comedians.
If you don't say just, what if you say they're triggered? Just. Yeah, and then I said, I'm going to take the just away, since the just is what
But even saying you're triggered.
But they are triggered. That's right. What it is. So I can't say what's happening.
So if I say you're triggered, let comedians do their job. If I tell that to black people, if a white comedian make all these racist jokes.
What if a black comedian makes all these white people jokes? Can the white people
get
mad?
This is a Joe Rogan program.
Like, does it go both ways or does it go one way?
Reverse racism isn't a thing.
Okay, Kia, see now.
It's never existed.
Reverse racism. I'm not talking about
That's
that.
What you're saying.
I'm saying if a black person makes jokes about all these white people. Can the white people get mad or no? Yes or no?
These jokes have no.
Yes or no?
These jokes have no implications.
Yes or no?
They can get mad.
Okay, then we're done.
But it's not real. Like,
what's not real? Their feelings?
No, the idea. There are no implications behind these jokes. What? If I